everybody, Lisa here from Supportive Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. So I am coming to you with a really super fun and playful video. This is not at all even remotely serious, so come with a light heart for this one. So this video came about because Bella, a subscriber to my channel, pointed out, based on some of the content she's seen me put out, that she thought that I would really enjoy a particular book called the Tarot Playbook. I don't remember the author's name, so please forgive me. I haven't yet picked up that book, although I'm probably going to at some point soon. In the meantime, though, she pointed me to a video by Temperance Tarot, where she did a really fun exercise from that book, which is kind of like a clue game using your tarot deck. So it's the Tarot Whodunit. So this is actually going to be a VR to Temperance Tarot, but full credit to Bella for pointing me in this direction because this is super fun and I'm really excited to do it. So this week I'm working with the Zombie Tarot, so I'm using the Zombie Tarot for this exercise, and I am super excited. So it's kind of like a game. We're going to try to figure out, somebody was killed, we're going to try to figure out who did it. Okay? So we're going to get started. So what I've done is prepped the deck so that it's ready to go. So I have here each of the 4 sets of court cards from each of the suits from the minors. I have the majors all in a pile here except for the death card, which I've set aside over here. I have the aces here, and I have the minors here. So the first step is we need to figure out first who was killed. So I'm going to take my majors pile and give it a bit of a shuffle. And we will flip over the top card to see who it was that was killed. Who's the victim? Okay, so these are shuffled. And it looks like our victim is Strength. So we're going to call this guy George. So George was murdered. Let's see if we can find a better spot for him. Let's scooch. You know what? George can just hang out right here like that. And I'll put the majors back over here for when I need them next. Put the death card on top. That sounds good. Okay, perfect. So George was killed. So next we need to figure out how George was killed. So this is the aces. So we have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Hazards in this deck, which are Pentacles. So in this game, how it works is that if we pull the Ace of Cups, then George was poisoned. If we pull the Ace of Swords, he was stabbed. If we pull the Ace of Pentacles, he was hit over the head with a blunt object. And if we pull the Ace of Wands, he was shot. So let's just see what comes up here. Top card gets pulled over, and it looks like he was shot. We've got the Ace of Wands. Okay, so, well, that kind of makes sense, because look, he's obviously into guns, right? So he probably got mixed up with somebody. Okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just see what comes up next. So because he was shot, we know it wasn't the cups, the swords, or the hazards that were responsible. So we're going to set those characters aside and dole out here our page, knight, queen, and king of wands. And now we have to figure out which one of these folks did in poor George with the gun. So our next step is to question our suspects. So I have the minors here, and so we can pull. Our job is basically to pull evidence for each of these characters to see if we can figure out who might have done it. So let's see what comes up. I'm just going to give these a pretty good shuffle, and then I'll just dole one card out to each suspect, and we'll see how it goes. Wah! Bad shuffling, Lisa. Okay. I'm going to cut this just to make sure. All right. So our first piece of evidence is for the Page of Wands. 2 of Swords. Well, he looks like somebody who was definitely struggling with some kind of a decision. He does look a little happy with that chainsaw there. It looks like he's already taken the head off of this dude here. But as far as we know, George was on our side of this whole zombie apocalypse, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let's think about that for a bit. So next we have the Knight of Wands. Let's see what comes up. Oh. Well, 6 of Hazards. Our Knight of Wands seems kind of like a friendly dude. Like he was maybe he's just been helping people out. I mean, he doesn't seem very suspicious at this stage. All right, let's see what the queen is looking like. Oh, the queen's got the 8 of hazards. Well, again, seems like she's being pretty helpful. I'm not getting anything really suspicious off of our suspects yet. Alrighty, let's take a look at the king. And the 10 of wands. So, I mean, he does look like he was maybe a little bit overwhelmed. Is it possible that he got overwhelmed and just snapped? I feel like I need more evidence. These aren't very compelling stories just yet. So let's see. Let's get another round of evidence. Temperance Tarot did this in her video, so we're just going to see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so our page here is looking a little bit more ruthless by the second. So first we had this sort of struggling with a decision, and then we see that she's clearly showing her buddy here, or throwing her buddy here to the wolves, just kicking him down the stairs towards all the hungry zombies. So, I mean, this page is not looking super ethical at this particular moment. And then for our knight, see, now come on. First, he's just helping out with the 6 of hazards, and now he's helping out with the 6 of cups. Like, this guy just is an all-around nice guy. He's off my list, man. I think he's good. I don't think he had anything to do with this. Oh, see, and our queen is too busy just being sad and taking care of her kids, and yeah, she wasn't involved. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm good with that. And the king of wands, well, he's just got his hands full. That's clear. So he had his hands full here for sure with the 10 of wands, and then with the 2 of wands too. It looks like he's too busy trying to figure out what he's going to do next to be worried about dealing with anybody else. So I think the killer is the page of wands. Oh, I just dropped something. It's okay. Yep, I think evidence points to the page of wands. So now we get to figure out who our killer really, really is. So we take the death card and we shuffle it back into the majors. And then we'll deal out the cards across all of our suspects until the death card shows up. And whatever suspect the death card shows up at is our killer. This is super cute. I love stuff like this. I hope I shuffle it good. So, I love stuff like this. If you know of any other fun, silly games we can play with tarot or any other sort of lighthearted stuff, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I love stuff like this, and I would love to do more of these sort of videos on my channel because I think they're really fun and different and fresh. Okay. Alrighty. I think we're ready to go. Pretty sure death is pretty well mixed in there. So we're just going to deal these until we figure out who it was. So I'm going to get these minors. Oh, actually, I'll keep the evidence out because I might want to review that. All right. So we have Justice, the Magician, High Priestess, the Tower, Hierophant, Judgment, Empress, Temperance, the Moon, the Star, the Emperor, the Lovers, oh my god, the suspense, the Sun, Death. What? It's our good guy? It's always the guys you don't expect. So this is the guy that had the, like, generous cards. He had the 6 of hazards and the 6 of cups. And both of these cards were definitely, like, generous, giving, good guy cards. But, I mean, he was the knight. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. This was, you know what, he was probably too nice. I think that was the thing. I should have been more suspicious since he had, like, no, like, he gave me such good guy vibes. I should have known. I should have known. It's like the good guy next door that you never realize is really the bad guy. So, folks, it was the Knight of Wands who killed poor George with a gun. We don't have a location because it's not actually Clue, but that's who did it. So if you want to play along, I will put the, like, my version of the briefly written instructions in the description box down below in case you want to do a VR and see if you can figure out who did it with one of your decks. I think it'd be really fun, especially if you're playing with anything. Just if you want to get out a deck and just play with it, it's fun. This deck was really fun to do because, well, it's zombies and it's October and super fun. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye!